fired. No comment from the Lopez camp, but no doubt Noah's ready for his ex to face the music in court.
Still ahead. The Fear Factor lawsuit that may give you food for thought. A viewer says the show made his blood pressure boil over. But is it all a crock? Bon Jovi's Richie Sambora sued by a close friend over a TV theme. Sambora got credit, but where's his bud? The stories after a brief CJ recess.
Blues legend Mattress Max.
A lady done told me to find her a mattress set. Yes, she did, so I told her Mattress Max is a man. Yeah.
Queen-size pillow-top mattress sets from $2.99. Also a large selection of Simmons and Tempur-Pedic pressure-relieving Swedish mattress system. When you see this face, you're in the right place. Mattress Max Furniture Liquidators, Spartanburg.
Mattress Max will save you money and cure the blues.
You don't have to live in a big city to be affected by crime. I'm News Channel 7's Tom Crabtree. Sure, we cover the major crimes, but News Channel 7 goes the extra mile to protect you. How? With crime tracker alerts around the clock, so you know where danger lurks and how to protect your family.
Plus, crime trends that other stations overlook. Neighborhood break-ins, phone scams, identity theft, stolen property.
That's on your side crime coverage.
Crime Tracker, only on News Channel 7.
I want to tell you about the history of jazz. Not the beautiful American music that I love to sing, but my beautiful son named Jazz. While I was on tour in Japan, he was born 15 weeks premature, fragile, and weighing barely 2 pounds. Jazz finally came home after months in the hospital, but then he was infected with a virus called RSV. I had never heard of RSV, but quickly learned that while it's a common virus, usually amounting to little more than a cold in healthy kids, for premature infants and other at-risk children, RSV can be life-threatening. Fortunately, there are ways to help prevent RSV and premature birth, and that's the future of jazz. To learn more, call toll-free 1-877-848-8512 or visit www.marchofdimes.com.
Saturday, July 9th. They come from all over the state to compete in one of the largest pageants in the country. Who will sparkle? Who will shine?
Miss South Carolina.
Who will be the next Miss South Carolina?
The Miss South Carolina pageant, Saturday, July 9th on News Channel 7.
Celebrity Justice.
And welcome back to CJ. Forget CSI, we have SRI, Scott Ross Investigation. He's the PI who may be the reason Michael Jackson is now a free man. The PI who exposed secrets and convinced reluctant celebrities to take the stand. Ross told his secrets to Dan Simon.
My focus was very specific. It was to develop information on the accuser's mother.
And that information is what many believe led Michael Jackson to beat the charges of molestation.
We, the jury, in the above entitled case, find the defendant not guilty of a lewd act upon a minor child.
Not guilty in no small part because of the accuser's mom, the woman private investigator Scott Ross put in his crosshairs.
Lying, cheating, and stealing seemed to be a way of life for her.
Ross has a history of turning the tables in high-profile cases. He was the guy who exposed the sordid past of Bonnie Lee Bakley in the Robert Blake case. Attorney Tom Mesereau had a blunt directive.
He said, you need to do to the accuser's mother what you did to Bonnie Lee Bakley.
To do that, Ross needed his own deep throat. But unlike Watergate, we don't have to wait years to learn his identity.
The accuser's father was fully aware of and knew that these allegations were not true.
The father turned him on to celebs like Chris Tucker. Ross got the reluctant actor to spill the beans.
Mr. Tucker, in fact, of all of the witnesses, Mr. Tucker is the first person that said to me, I don't really care that it's Michael Jackson. This is wrong. Somebody's being falsely accused.
Jay Leno's testimony is even more interesting. Ross tells me his team had absolutely no idea Leno had any involvement in the case until prosecutors turned over an audio tape of an interview with the Tonight Show host that the sheriffs had secretly recorded.
These people had to turn over the material to us And that was how Jay Leno became a witness. We had never even attempted to contact him before.
Actor Macaulay Culkin would be even better for Jackson, and Ross says contrary to media reports, Culkin was an easy witness.
Macaulay Culkin was never not going to testify. It was never an issue.
But some witnesses were not always available, like comedy shop owner Jamie Masada. So Ross showed up at Masada's press conference and cleverly blended in with the press corps, even asking questions, then slapped him with a subpoena. When the trial got underway, Ross was in a unique position to observe his client, Michael Jackson. He says the king of pop became the king of Post-it notes.
He would lean forward, he would grab the Post-its, and he would write something down. I don't know if he was maybe writing a song. I don't know if he was thinking about some music. I don't know if he was sort of putting himself in another place.
And as for those who consider Michael Jackson a freak, Ross says they got it all wrong.
I've been involved in probably hundreds and hundreds of trials, and that this is one of 3 people that have thanked me. Doesn't sound like much of a freak to me. Sounds like a pretty decent human being.
Ross, of course, is quick to share credit with the entire defense team, and when asked whether he deserves a bonus, he said a signed CD would be fine, which he says would be for his wife. Now, Sean Penn loses his focus in Iran. Did Christina Aguilera force prisoners to crack? And Russell Crowe's wife rings in on his infamous phone bust. Time for today's Legal Briefs. As Cinderella Man continues to slip at the box office, Russell Crowe's wife weighs in on his recent arrest. This was the scene last week in New York after Crowe was detained after allegedly throwing a phone at a hotel employee. The actor reportedly blamed his frustration on missing his wife, Danielle Spencer, and the malfunctioning phone. But Spencer is not excusing her husband's actions, telling Australia's Sun Herald, quote, "I understand when you're apart. The loneliness kicks in, and obviously the phone becomes of paramount importance. This is where it's difficult because I'm not condoning his behavior." Is the U.S. government actually relying on Christina Aguilera's music to help fight terrorism? According to Time magazine, a government report describes how Aguilera's music was used to keep one accused terrorist awake during an interrogation session at Guantanamo Bay.
Making threats? That is my business.
He starred in the action-packed hit The Interpreter, but now Sean Penn's living out a real-life drama in Iran. The star had his video camera confiscated while visiting as a journalist for the San Francisco Chronicle.
Thank you.
The Oscar-winning actor seen here visiting Iraq in 2002 is known for his outspoken stance on the war in the Middle East. As for his video camera, authorities confiscated it only for a brief period of time. Penn is in Iran covering the upcoming presidential election. And those are today's legal briefs.
Right there in front of you is the nastiest concoction we have ever put together.
NBC's Fear Factor has been swallowed up in a lawsuit. A viewer claims this show made his blood pressure go sky high, and another TV show has created blood pressure problems for Richie Sambora's former bud. Omar Lugones has today's TV status.
It's the catchy theme from TV's The Insider. And according to the show's credits, it's written by Bon Jovi's Richie Sambora and Luke Evans. But in this lawsuit just filed in Nevada, Thomas Marolda, Sambora's former songwriting partner, claims he did most of the work on the Insider theme, but got none of the credit, none of the cash.
They put my picture up on the wall. That's right.
Back in September, Sambora joined Pat O'Brien on Entertainment Tonight to promote the Insider's theme. But the segment never mentioned Thomas Marolda. Court documents suggest Marolda was shocked to learn he had been cast aside. The suit claims he's been writing songs with Sambora for years, including Trail of Broken Hearts by Cher on the Days of Thunder soundtrack. Now Marolda feels he stumbled upon a trail of broken promises. His suit calls for the Insider to pull the theme song until he gets his writing credit, plus royalties, damages, and court costs. Now to another show's legal battle.
Evidently fear is not a factor for you.
Maybe not for folks who brave the stunts on NBC's Fear Factor, but fear is obviously a factor for the viewer in Cleveland who filed this handwritten $2.5 million lawsuit against the show.
You want onions with that?
In his suit, Austin Aitken claims after watching this episode in which contestants consumed dead rats, His blood pressure raised so high it caused dizziness and lightheadedness. As a result, he says, quote, "I didn't see the doorway en route to my room. I ran into it, causing suffering, injury, and great pain." A spokesperson for NBC's legal department told CJ the lawsuit is without merit. We contacted the author of the 4-page scrawl, and Austin Aitken said he would grant us an interview for $15,000. So much for that. Fear Factor's executive producer Matt Kunitz then threw in his own 2 cents. Quote, "I smell a rat."
Back to the Richie Sambora case. No comment from Paramount on behalf of the Insider. As for Sambora, we contacted his publicist. She told us he was unavailable for comment.
Still ahead. Porn star Jeff Stryker takes on some famous songwriters.
They deny me my rights because I've been in porn.
But is Jeff the menacing one?
He started doing a lot of things to intimidate me.
The story next.
Can you control your destiny? Can you do it with a spoon? Each morning we choose. We say, "I'm hungry," or, cookie dough. This is a turning point. So you pour honey-toasted Kashi Go Lean Crunch with twice the protein and fiber to help you feel healthy, not hungry, all morning long. You like this Go Lean Crunch feeling. Could every day be a good day? Kashi Go Lean Crunch. See how far it takes you.
Why do I use Neosporin? I've got my reasons.
And now there's another. A study shows Neosporin ointment kills more types of infectious bacteria than even the leading prescription and helps cuts heal 4 days faster than a bandage alone.
How many more reasons do I need?
So many cuts and scrapes. Only one Neosporin. Every cut, every time.
Inside every woman, there is power and passion. So turn it on with new Venus Vibrance and experience soothing vibrations. It gently exfoliates and sweeps away dull, dry skin. It's a sensationally smooth shade that reveals the power of more radiant skin, making every woman feel alive and vibrant. New Venus Vibrance. Reveal the goddess in you.
Every 25 seconds, a car is stolen. This time it's yours. It's a cold, lonely feeling. You need to know your insurance company is there. Allstate's claim specialists begin processing your claim the second you call, day or night. If your car disappears, your insurance company shouldn't. That's Allstate, Stan. Are you in good hands?
Celebrity justice.
The Woodshed has become a live music hotspot here in Los Angeles, but now the club's owner and a certain male porn star are taking center stage in a bitter feud over loud music. Jane Velez Mitchell says XXX marks this spot.
I'm a wild buck.
It's a face-off that's anything but sexy. Jeff Stryker, star of Wild Buck and a host of X-rated flicks, versus Kulak's Woodshed, an LA music establishment right next door to Stryker's office and self-defense center.
This area is zoned for business, not for entertainment venues.
Stryker claims the Woodshed's music is too noisy and it's cost him business. He says it never got the proper permits and wants it closed. The porn star even spoke at this zoning hearing, fighting the Woodshed's request for a variance that would help make the music club legal. But Woodshed owner Paul Kulak claims the battle has gotten way too personal and asked CJ to send Stryker a message.
The primary message I want to get across to Stryker is that I want to make peace with him.
Kulak claims Stryker has launched a campaign to close an establishment that attracts prominent songwriters like Bruce Roberts, who's written for the likes of Celine Dion and Whitney Houston.
Kulak showed us this video of Stryker kicking a dummy on the street outside. Stryker calls it a harmless self-defense exercise he's been doing for years. But some of the Woodshed's performers, like Lisa Turner, say they find it frightening.
I have seen this guy outside, and it really has scared me.
Kulak claims Stryker became strident after Kulak asked him to leave the Woodshed.
He was very disruptive when he did come in. After I asked him to stop coming in, he started doing a lot of things to intimidate me.
As far as all his accusations, they're all false. The fact of the matter is, I've never went in here to watch a show. Why would I? They're not good.
Fans of the Woodshed call Stryker mean-spirited. They say with the club's cameras sending musical performances to the web, plus regular charity events, the Woodshed sustains artists like Kiki Wow, who gather over coffee and soda in exchange for donations to share their art.
We're hoping for some kind of peace and harmony.